We've, I guess we have to do it now 'cause next week will be a little too late. But we've got a Seth Curry, Mr. 31 in the house.
Oh yeah, coming up here in a couple days.
Special plans?
Not really. I was supposed to work because I worked this weekend.
There you go.
Requested off. Might grab some drinks with some friends here at the bar, and then whenever Alex gets off work, we're gonna grab some dinner.
Well, we are quickly. This is the last week of the NBA season. I think NHL finishes either this week or next week. March Madness is over. Baseball is about 3 weeks in. We're kind of hitting the stride here, and Masters as well as this weekend. But
Yes.
I have to address because everybody was blowing us up for it. I did totally get the Kirk Cousins number wrong, even though says it was 20 million. The Raiders are only on the hook for 1.5. I get it, so it's a much better deal for the Raiders than blah 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 blah. Whatever,
Fair enough.
fine. I will own up to that since 15 people said something about it. But with that being said, um, what's been top of mind for you this week?
Honestly, finishing up that March Madness. Um, I thought I thought it was a great game. UConn was struggling a little bit in the first half. Came out and was looking pretty good in the second half, but Michigan just showed what they had been showing consistently throughout the tournament, throughout the season, that they are just the better all around team. And whereas you saw, like Duke, for example, who won most of their games, right? But then they blew several double digit leads in their losses. You weren't seeing Michigan do that
Right.
in the tournament, right? And they were just starting game stronger, finishing game stronger than everyone else. So big congrats to Michigan. Do want to throw a little congratulations out to my sister who ended up winning our group
Oh, there you go.
for March Madness. I didn't check the numbers, but I do believe it did come down to that last game. I had UConn, she had Michigan.
Hmm.
Michigan won. So shout out Morgan. Well done. If you're watching this on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, throw a like, throw a follow. Would love to see you here more often. But yeah, so congrats to her for that.
I think the only other like noteworthy thing for Michigan, I believe their starting five are all transfers. So no, I don't know what the term is. It's not homegrown, but you know what I mean. Not somebody who's been there
Mm-hmm.
consistently who commit to Michigan from the jump, but yeah, part of what the process is now, right? It doesn't really
Yep.
matter.
Yep.
Similar to pro sports, right? You don't just win with guys that you draft. You have to be able to work on free agency and trades and whatever else. And good for them. Good for them to figure it out. Shout out to the women too. UCLA first ever title on the women's side, first ever championship game on the
Hell
women's
yeah,
side.
that's crazy.
But yeah, too. You look at it and you're like, wow, the tournament was so crazy and there were some upsets. At the end of the day, two one seeds won. And on the women's side, all the one seeds were your final four. On the men's side, you had two one seeds make the final four. So there was an appropriate amount of madness,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but not too much. Um, the only other story I have for women for the college basketball, are you caught up with the Tennessee Lady Volunteers basketball roster situation?
No.
So you don't know anything about it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, if we're gonna flash back, we talked about it at their senior night. Remember the
Oh, they
girl
had a
who was a
senior not
senior?
play.
They had two
Yes.
seniors not play,
Okay.
and they only had five seniors total, and two of them didn't play. So fast forward. I guess people were unhappy. I'm sure there's more locker room drama or coach drama that will eventually come out. But let's see. This is from April 7th. As of April 7th, this was the worst season in program history, by the way, which is crazy. They have had eight players on their roster. Again, not including the five that graduated. 8 rostered players and enter the transfer portal.
It's a whole new team.
There's only one other player on their roster, and it's an incoming freshman.
Not even on campus yet.
Nope. And she requested a. Sorry, there were 2 incoming freshmen. Number 5 recruit requested a release from her national letter of intent to go somewhere else. And then there's one other uh, incoming freshman that there's not been an update on her commitment status yet. But yeah, they finished 16 and 14, 8-game losing streak, lowest winning percent in program history. Uh, One of the seniors she was arrested twice in 4 months, and then the senior night thing that we talked about. Yeah, it's a mess. So, and again, that's a program that I mean, when not just when Pat Summitt was there, but that's a program that's used to winning and or being in the mix at least to win.
I mean,
I,
how do you fix that? Is that more than just a one person problem? Like, is this just a
Part of me says maybe they're doing it in protest of the coach. To me, maybe there's got to be some like Netflix documentary that's going to come out because you don't just all leave. I get it if you have a disagreement with the coach and you're like, all right, cool, I'm just going to go somewhere else that'll is better suited to my game or my personality, whatever. Sure,
the whole squad that's on campus
including your
decides?
incoming freshmen who
Yeah,
who aren't even there.
that's.
That's tough. That's ugly.
That being said, wouldn't be surprised if there was a coach change in the near future.
Oh, it's got to be.
I don't want to say
If you're the AD,
Yeah, if you're the AD, like you got it. You have to look at something about the culture
you
there.
can't end the spring semester with no roster.
No.
Like this is not, and again, no shade. Like this is like a small D3 school. This is Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
No, I found that so crazy. Again, maybe going back to the senior night thing only because we did talk about that, but that's there will definitely have to be an update whenever we get one
Yes.
for what goes on there. Maybe maybe we'll adopt them for next year. We'll just like only watch Lady Vols basketball. Like that'll just be every week. We'll have to check in and do that.
Lady Vols report. That's just one of the.
Absolutely,
All right.
and just like we'll have to learn every kid and be like, well, actually, this kid's so and so, whatever. Um, but yeah, to your point, that was kind of the college basketball stuff. The NBA I want to talk about because I came across I think it was a tweet. Let me check here, and I had to screenshot it to be able to bring it up with you. As you know, rampant with the tanking stuff.
Yes.
Here you go. So this was it was a Reddit user was talking about it. The idea, and I don't have a name to like attribute it to, but the idea is every home arena, starts the season at $10 per beer, like selling, like what the price is. Every time you win, your team gets to charge 35 cents more. Every time you lose, you have to drop it 20 cents.
Oh
So if
my.
you win, you charge more, you bring in more money.
Mm-hmm.
You lose, you charge less, you bring in less money. Under this system, this is current, this was as of yesterday, so not including today's game. Under this system, the Washington Wizards would owe fans 10 cents every time they ordered a beer.
That's nuts.
Meanwhile, Oklahoma City Thunder fans would be paying $32 a beer.
I think you cap it, but
Yeah, because then is it cutting into profits at that point? Maybe.
yeah, 100%. I think you could probably
Um,
cap it at like 15. Do a 10-cent raise, instead of a 30. But that's
And of course,
game.
that's a fun way to kind of think about it. But
Mm-hmm.
Draymond was, I don't know if he was on a podcast or if he was talking at one of the NBA studio stuff, but they were asking him like, "Hey, what do you do with taking?" He said, "You just gotta find them. Like you have to take as much money as you can, because at the end of the day, it's a business. And when the owners know or the GMs know that it's cutting into their ability to do business, it's going to change how they do things." So anyway, that's just a fun. They'll never do that, but that would be so funny.
It's interesting to hear those numbers, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, owing 10 cent, that just kind of puts it in perspective, like how bad of a season it is. Um, okay, so that's my NBA stuff. Like I said, it's kind of wrapping up. Pistons locked up the 1 seed. OKC locked up the 1 seed in the West, and
Lakers are gonna have a tough time
yeah,
going
Luca
forward.
down,
Luca
Reeves down.
Reeves, like,
They're not sure if they're going to get them back for the first round.
nope. Embiid out.
Appendectomy, yep.
Mm-hmm.
They think he's probably done for the year. And now, of course, now you're hitting like games that are tonight that people are just they're resting everybody.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, 2 games left. Like, I don't need you. Like, go sit out, kind of thing. But there are still some teams that are playing for seeding. Like when Knicks played Boston last night, heck of a game. And if Boston had won, they would have locked up the 2. Now they're going to win tonight, so it doesn't matter. But those to me, like when you're playing your full five, and I know that Jalen Brown was out. To me, that's like, hey, this could be a preview for the playoff round.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I know that they're seeding and you guys need to rest, or maybe you guys are, have a little like nagging injury, but is this what it's going to look like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month
Right.
when we have to match up against you? So, with that being said, yeah, has your is your pick changed? Are you still going? You said Celtics, OKC.
That's probably where I'm gonna sit. I might have the Lakers out in the first round now, given those injuries. So I need to go back and rework that. But I do think out of the West, OKC is probably going to get away with it. And then, yeah, I might lock in Boston.
I think the only thing that would be super interesting, again, if the Knicks could beat Boston, I would personally love that. But Atlanta, Atlanta Hawks are fantastic since the All Star break. I want to say they're 19-3 or now 20-3. They won tonight, and if they get the matchup with Cleveland in the 4-5, if they get that, in that case, or yeah, I don't know if I don't know if it's still possible or not with what Toronto needs to do. But if they get that matchup, part of me thinks that they can beat Cleveland, which should be clearly what they showed tonight, even without Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. I don't know if they're going to push Detroit. Detroit is a young team, physical, still trying to get over that hump to kind of show that hey, we're here. I almost see Atlanta in that same vein. You trade away Trey Young, so you're looking for an identity. They're young for the most part, besides like CJ McCollum, and they're physical guys, great defense. Like that's going to be a great defensive series.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they could beat Detroit? Probably not. Could they push it to 6 or 7 games? Maybe. Maybe that's one of those deep second round series is before to get into the Eastern Conference Final.
Mm-hmm.
And if that happens, then whoever comes out of New York or Boston could get by Detroit if Detroit's run down after a
Yeah.
long physical series of a couple games.
If that right before the final series goes 7, and let's say even if the other series ends up 5-6, you're still getting an extra day or two of rest, travel, whatever you need to take care of. So that would be very interesting, especially with the Hawks being so, like you said, as defensive as they are. I feel like in these playoffs and like championship situations, it's easier to lean on your defense to win games, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that was. I've watched probably way too much basketball over the last couple of nights, but that's probably my biggest takeaway from the East. As far as the West, I don't know. Denver looks good. Like there's a chance that they could pull something out. They're playing OKC tonight. That score is Nuggets up by 4, but almost all the starters from both teams are not in because that's again Oklahoma City's nothing to play for. So do you risk getting your guys hurt with 2 games left, or you just sit them? Um, yeah. So the only other thing I think from the NBA is the drama with the 65 game rule with for awards.
Yeah.
And the reason it's in the news for everybody is there are guys who maybe you have the stats, but if you don't play that threshold of averaging 20 minutes a game for those 65 games, you're you're ineligible. Like you can't even get on the ballot. And it's making award season kind of unfortunate because guys like Luka's on the bubble, Wemby's on the bubble, although I think he got in tonight. Um, Kate Cunningham has been out. Can't get it. Oh, he would have been a good contender for it. Um, Obviously, Tatum missed most of the season. Like there are a bunch of guys who are all stars, all NBA players, who are just eligible for everything, and that includes your all NBA teams.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do I think they'll change it? Yes. Do I know how to change it? I don't. It's supposed to incentivize them not to tank and not play their best players.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, your best players want to stay in the game because they want to be eligible. But then you got guys pushing through injuries too.
Yeah, they're saying you got to play in 80% of the games. I feel like that's tough. But then, like, what, where do you draw the line? Right? Is it 75%? You know?
I mean, NFL doesn't have anything like that.
That's fair. You're
Let's
talking about
say
62 games for 75%. Like,
if you're an NFL quarterback and you're hurt to start the season, and let's say Lamar misses the first 4 games, maybe even 5 games, but when he comes back, he lights up the league. Still finishes with 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions and 4,000 yards. He's getting something. Now he may not win, but he'll be on the ballot, and I think
right.
that's the difference. Is they're not even letting these guys be eligible. Like, why not? Why not let them be on the ballot? And then if the media or whoever else doesn't want to vote for them because they didn't play, that's their choice.
Then so be it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's tough. Baseball too. Like, you never see guys play 162.
No.
It's so common for guys to have off days, rest days. Oh, hey, I have a little
Pitch,
tightness in my calf. I'm gonna take a couple
especially
days off.
pitchers.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So how would you to that same point? How are you going to be in there like limiting? That messes with guys' contracts, money, bonuses. I don't know. That's tough for me. There's got to be a better way. Um, NFL season. I screenshotted it. I texted to you. I knew it was going to happen. I've seen it now 3 times on ESPN over the last week. Somebody, and I think it must be whoever Ty Simpson's agent is pushing this narrative that the Jets are going to take him either at 2 or at 16. I'm seeing more at 16 as the days have been going on, but it makes no sense to me. And finally, somebody with a brain posted an article a couple days ago on ESPN that said, like, fact or fiction, essentially, like going through the rumors and kind of like breaking it down from the Jets'
mm-hmm.
perspective doesn't make sense. And of course, the first one was, "Hey, I've been reading a lot about Ty Simpson going to the Jets in the first round. Doesn't make any sense." And the guy was like, flat out, "No shot. It doesn't make any sense if they do that. It's so stupid. You don't have enough tape on him. And if you are Aaron Glenn, who you are going into this year, and you have Geno for, let's assume, one season, you need somebody that can develop underneath him to take the reins, like we've talked about, game
Mm-hmm.
5, game 6, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the guy. He's got like 10 or 12 games of experience. And I hate that I keep having to bring it up, but then I'll turn on ESPN and they're still talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my only football
Well, you've
thing.
got less than 2 weeks here, and you'll
I
find out.
know, and I know it's one of the sports guys I listen to says, like, basically there's 3 phases of the college football season. and it's the hype when your team is still in it, and everybody's like, "Oh, my team, my team, my team, my guy, whatever." Then it's the reality once the college football season is over. Oh man, Mendoza was definitely the best player, right? We all saw it, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah, biggest stage. Then there's the second phase of hype when they're playing out in t-shirt and shorts on the beach, and it's like, wow, look at this guy sling the ball. That's crazy. He's back up my draft board, and I think that's the phase we're in right now. Like
Yeah,
we all clearly forgot what actually happened during the college football season, and now we're like, whew, man, he looks great in
these
a
guys
in
look
an open
good.
gym.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. Um, but I think that's it for football. Do you have anything else for football or for basketball?
No,
So, without wanting to miss out on some of the trends,
of course.
we're entering the viral TikTok stage. That's what we are. We're millennials, and it's been going around with what people are going to do for their master's dinner. You win the green jacket. You're coming back next year. It's going to say, TM on the back of yours. What are you doing for your? I don't actually. I didn't even tell you how many courses to do. What are you doing for your dinner? You're hosting
This is
Tiger,
the
Rory. You're hosting all the winners.
the video you showed me with
Yes.
like your appetizer, your first, your main,
Yep.
dessert. All right,
I mean, if you
so
if you got if you want others, if you want sides, you want whatever, you want drinks, it's your choice. You're the winner.
I think okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. So,
You get to
um,
fly in whatever chef you want.
mm-hmm,
Come up with your menu.
mm-hmm. We will do for appetizers. I'm thinking like these roasted Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
Alex makes some banging ones with like maple bacon in there too.
Okay.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
like one appetizer. If I can have two, I was thinking pigs on a blanket
Okay.
with
Love
some
that.
Cajun butter
There you go.
brushed on. Not super fancy, but delicious. No one's going to be disappointed with those.
Yeah. Right. You're going for flavor. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. First is going to be I'm between like soup and salad or like a pasta salad with like a Greek Mediterranean sort of
Okay.
influence with Kalamata olives, feta, red peppers in there. Then for my main, gonna do this honey garlic glazed salmon.
Okay.
Sides, mashed potatoes, broccoli, corn, whatever you want to go with that. And then for dessert, um, raspberry white chocolate cheesecake,
Ooh.
Cheesecake Factory catered. Because that's my
It says their logo on it. Yeah. Okay.
or maybe like a caramel turtle cheesecake.
I don't think you could go wrong if it's from Cheesecake Factory.
No, no. So that's my top down drinks. I mean, liquor bar for mixed bevs if you want. I will be drinking an old fashioned.
Okay.
So
So if you didn't see what Rory's was this year, so four appetizers. He's got shrimp tempura, peach and ricotta flatbread, bacon wrapped dates, grilled elk sliders. His first course is yellowfin tuna carpaccio, main with either wagyu or seared salmon, um, and then he's got sticky toffee pudding as his dessert. So, and I was going back through some of the other years, like uh, Scotty Scheffler, who was the year before, did like a Texas-inspired menu. So that yeah, it varies. It's all over the place. I think for me, mine's very akin to Scheffler in 23. I'll read you his first.
okay,
Cheeseburger sliders,
classic.
firecracker shrimp, tortilla soup,
Okay,
Texas ribeye or blackened redfish with mac and cheese, creamed corn, Brussels sprouts, and fries, and then a warm chocolate chip skillet cookie
oh yeah,
with
got some
ice
ice
cream.
cream. Oh, money right there, perfect.
Okay. So I read that, and my mind immediately goes to this guy took my menu, so I'll change it a little bit. I think for me, it'd be old fashioned would be number one. I mean,
Yeah.
and you pick whatever bourbon, whiskey, other flavorings you want. That's just
Hmm.
that's what we're doing. I think the second thing that I would probably go with as a starter, I have my dessert done. Starter's a little tricky because if cheeseburger sliders are the option, that's gonna be the starter.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be traditional. Um, I think my main I'd probably go nice piece of steak too. I guess like Wagyu's an option, right? Price is nothing. Um, with like some mashed potatoes with like a peppercorn sauce and like some like grilled asparagus,
Oh yeah.
delish. And if I'm not doing the grilled the cookie skillet, then I'm going uh, white chocolate bread pudding.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm good. And you know what? If the guy next to me who won it a couple years ago isn't finishing his, like, pass it down over here. Like, I will take seconds. I'm sorry if it's not really your taste. Um, but yeah, I thought that I I'm not a golf guy, but I know it's a big event. Duh. I've tried to do a little bit more this year of like following along and kind of keeping track, and it's cool. Like it is. I understand like the lore and the history and like how big of an event it is. One thing I didn't know, and maybe I should have, they changed the pins on every hole after every day.
The the
Like
what?
where the cup is on the
Oh.
on the on the green.
Oh yeah. Hmm. They'll take those up and then they'll have a plug of grass that they put right down in there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And like I think I knew that, but actually like seeing it when I was watching the stream of it, like actually seeing it happen, I was like, that's
Like, hold up, wait a minute, what?
wait a second, what? You don't see that when you're watching it on TV. You're like, I don't know where the plug of grass is. It looks seamless to me. And the guy goes out every morning at 5 or 6 a.m. and does it.
Hmm.
That's crazy to me. Um, and then I had one more detail for Augusta. And did you see the concession prices per chance?
I did not. I saw a couple articles about how much does it cost to like get in, but I don't watch golf and I'm never going to Masters, so I didn't open them.
Um, yeah, so I guess because they like really limit it, so it's a uh, like lottery system to get in to get tickets.
Okay.
But it said it was like $500 for a 4 day pass. Again, not if you're doing secondary market stuff, different. If you're buying
Hmm.
it direct from the source, it's cheaper. But concession prices, all 27 menu items, including beer, priced less than $6.
Well,
Yeah. So they're famous for their pimento cheese sandwiches or egg salad sandwiches, $1.50 each. Pork barbecue, $3. Peach ice cream sandwich, $3. Soft drinks two, coffee two, beer $6. I think I just think that's crazy to me. And I mean,
yeah,
I'm
no,
glad I'm glad they make it work
I was expecting $15, right?
for sure. Or like what you get with like football stadiums where yeah, the beer is $21 for a draft, and good for them. No, it did say like I guess it started the tradition was that the sales from one year will go towards the budget for the next year. So yeah, so they take basically they whatever money they'll make this year from concessions will help pay for next year's tournament, which is a
Sweet.
different way of doing it.
Yeah, and honestly, if it's priced that low, you stand a really good chance of selling more. You know.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, I would say those are your biggest news stories. I think I don't think there's anything else crossed my desk But yeah, NBA should be fun. I saw Steph made his return from injury. Happy for him. I saw him and Steph got to share the court for the first time in their careers
Oh, nice.
on the
On the
same
same
team.
team, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe there's some like brother magic they can get going to win an early series or something. But I guess they got to get out of the play-in first.
They got to get out of the play-in first. Yep. Barely made it in. I mean, still a few games up and pretty much have it locked, but now have to then win those play-ins and then win against like OKC or um, San
San
Antonio.
Antonio.
So
Yeah. That part makes it tough because those
yeah,
teams are fantastic.
yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think. I think the only other thing I'll say is, do you have any thoughts on the plan? I think we're on year 6, 5 of it now. I don't know if it was a COVID thing or not. What are your thoughts on the expanded playoffs?
I like it um, because sometimes those bottom, what is it, 6 through 10?
Yeah, it's 4 teams. Yeah,
Um, I guess 7 through 10.
yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10.
7, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes they're far away, and like the cutoff is team 8 and team 9 is significantly worse. But sometimes they're like within a game or two of each other, and like you're not going to get into a head-to-head situation. Like, what if team B beat team A all 4 times this season, but they lost to everybody else enough, so their record's worse. But if you give them a chance in the play-in, like they might beat team A, you know. So I like it. I think it's interesting. It gives us more basketball. It does make the journey a little bit longer. Like
Yeah,
for
that's
those
true.
teams, but like, you know, if you win your games in the season, you don't have to do that.
What do you think they do with these two new teams? Because now you're to your point. Now you're at 20 teams essentially make the playoffs with the play-in narrowing it down to your 16 that will eventually
Mm-hmm.
actually play. Uh, do you see them expanding it again, or do you think they're just going to say,
I think it's fine right now.
yeah,
I think it's fine right now because I mean, if you go any higher, then you might as well just say 1v17, you know, or one gets a bye, 2v17, 3v16, and so on.
that's fair. I don't know. I'm excited that baseball is expanding. NWSL is expanding. WNBA is expanding. MLB is expanding. I don't need football to expand. I'm so good. Don't need more football teams. Don't need more games. Please God.
At
Um,
least for you.
yeah, at least for me. Like I maybe I'm in the minority on that, but like, okay, I'll bring it up with this. So all the news controversy about basketball moving away from like this was the year for the new partners of like Prime has games, ESPN Net has games, but they lost. TNT lost. Like basically, the games are all broken up across all these other broadcasters. Peacock has games now on their own on Tuesdays or Fridays, whatever it was, and it was really like there was some pushback because inside the NBA on TNT was such a legendary
Mm-hmm.
like the guys, and it was the jokes and the memes, and the clips went viral once a week. And it was like, oh, well, it's not going to be the same because now you're essentially working for a different company. And I have to say, now that we're about to be a full year in, I enjoyed, yes, was it difficult to make sure I was subscribed to every single platform for wherever the Knicks were playing or whatever
Mm-hmm.
game I wanted to watch that night? Sure. But it was almost better for me to know I can watch a marquee game almost every night. I don't need League Pass. I don't need to make sure I have the Magic channel for Florida games, right? I could
Mm-hmm.
just, oh, well, Tuesdays is Peacock night, so I'll throw that on. Oh, Fridays is Prime, so I'll put that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you only get maybe 1 or 2 games out of that? Sure, but that's all you need.
Yeah.
I don't need access to every single game. I don't. I'm not that kind of fan. I enjoy my team. I'll watch every game for the Knicks, but I don't need to watch a Hornets Magic game on a random Tuesday.
Exactly.
I say that to say football. I enjoy watching the Jets games, but sometimes, and we've talked about this before, some of those Thursday night games are slop.
Almost literally all of them this year were terrible.
Most of the Saturday games are awful. The Black Friday games were not good. Now, like your Monday night games, I would say more good than bad. Your Sunday night games are almost exclusively good games. But I almost think that it's spread too thin right now. I don't need football every night on a different channel. Like pick a good game, highlight a good game. Don't just give a team a Thursday night. I think that's where I've landed now, watching them. Because baseball's trying to do something similar, right? Baseball is like now that like Apple TV had a couple of games, Netflix started the season, ESPN has some games. Unless it's like a big primetime game, like just keep those slots, put those games on.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Not everybody has to get one, but that's my cynical view right now. Um. All right. Before we finish this regular season, I need your. Let's get your MVP vote.
For NBA here.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I think it's gotta be Shea.
Because Wemby played more than 20 minutes tonight, so Wemby is eligible. Shea eligible, and
Luka's gonna be out.
Luke is going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown is eligible. Jalen Brunson is eligible. I would say those are your top four though. Oh, Jokic should be eligible too.
Jokic, yeah.
Who he's I don't know, man. I think Shea wins it on the eye test.
I think he does.
But I think the other two might have better numbers.
Wemby's a very close second.
Considering he'll probably win Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what I do. Shea and then DPOY for Wemby.
Yeah, and he'll be happy with that. You walk away with that. You walk away with an all NBA first team. Not a bad year.
No,
And your
not at
team's
all.
second seed. Yeah. Um. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's all I got, man.
Yeah, that's all I got from over here.
Well, let us know what you're hosting a dinner party. Let us know what you would put on your menu. Money's just a number. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Finest chefs, finest ingredients, whatever
could be
you want.
anything. You don't have to cook it. It's
Yeah,
just
that's a great point
going.
too.
You say it. It's going to get prepared. Just assume at top tier, maybe not 5-star, but you know up
Hey,
there.
I don't know. I'm with the caliber of people that are at that dinner, it might be 5 stars. We'll see.
Maybe.
Other than that, yeah, like, subscribe. You guys know the deal. Uh, the TikTok comments. Yes, I was wrong on Kirk Cousins, but tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. I can take it, even though it's 1.5 over instead of 20 million. Like I said, I got you.
You're in the ballpark, right?
Yeah, close enough. Other than that, happy early birthday, and we will
Appreciate it.
catch you on the other side of 30.
Yes, sir.
All right, see you.
Later.